Coming up this week on the 100K podcast, Jev, we are dusty.
We are dustier than your nan's treadmill. But as usual, we're trying to turn $10 into 100K betting on the footy with PointsBet.
Jev, we're back at it, and I can tell you what, we've got some awesome games to bet on. We've got Easter Monday football, and also we review our Adelaide trip in the end of the ramble, if you can get through it.
You know where to find us, at 100K Sports. YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Instagram. Like, subscribe, send to your mate. Put it on your nan's treadmill when she's going to watch it.
Yes, make it not dusty, because you'll love it. Welcome back to the show that's full of regrets. The liver's in strife and the business card is in debt. Gather Round is done. 6 games, 1 hill, too many beers, and a multi that almost paid the bill. We're dusty as a halfback's mouthguard case, and the Easter footy is here, so we're back in the race. So crack a link bunny and a cold one too. It's time for some good bets, big calls, and a stitch up or two, guys. Welcome back to the 100K Footy Show, where every week we get our best bets together, collect a cool, hard, crisp $10 in pursuit to try and win $100,000. Boys, of course, we are sponsored. We're brought to you by PointsBet, as we'll be betting with them all year, Jev. It's good to be back. We had an awesome weekend. We spent 7 days together and we worked a full day.
So goes on.
And then we're back.
Oh,
Jeff, we're back.
It is good to be back. Footy's back. Morgs. A bloke comes home from the doctor and says, honey, my doctor gave me a note saying I can masturbate whenever I want.
Oh, wow.
She grabs the note from him and goes, you idiot. This says you can have a stroke at any moment.
Yes, that's good. The brain took a little bit to compute that, but Jeff, that's awesome. Now, a very big welcome to the captain of the ship, the Red Baron, the Red Rifle, Long Dong Silver, the Red Bearded Hagrid, Blood Nuts, Grape Drapes, the Sauce Pasty, the Red Rocket, Captain Carrot, the Crimson Comet, the Ginger General, the Red Stallion, the Devil's Mop, the Baghdad Red Light. Luke Morgan, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks for having me, Daz.
The Baghdad Red Light.
It gets longer every week.
I want to say a massive shout out because those nicknames are starting to come on. We were on the hill, and the amount of times I got Long Dong. Long Dong was the one. Long
Dong, that's awesome.
I should quickly say, obviously, we're pretty dusty here today, but Gather Round, what a success. But want to say a massive shout out, and we couldn't say all the names, but you know exactly who you are. The blokes coming up to us talking about the Butcher's Dogs and my shit Norwood gag last week.
Yeah.
But shit like that was just
How Jev looks 40.
Jev looks 40. You saw that on the story, like all that sort of shit.
You boys were awesome.
Mate,
funny.
You know who you are. But
Anyone that bought us a beer, anyone that had a beer with us.
Anyone that stayed out with us and had a beer, you guys know who you are.
Took a photo with us, had a curry with us on the hill.
It was such a good weekend.
We need to do something in Melbourne. I don't know. So we're in talks with PointsBet to do some sort of a live show. We might only get 40 blokes, but it'll be a good night. So yeah, just want to say a massive thank you. And what a weekend, Dust.
It was so much better flying home as well. Now, if you guys want to hang around and actually find out a little bit more about the trip, we obviously didn't have the Sunday roast. We didn't have enough time or brain capacity to get it done. We were so busy. So if you guys hang through at the end of the ramble where we preview the Thursday night game, the 2 Friday games, then we will be talking about the weekend. If you make it to that, or if you make it through that, oh my God.
We're breaking all podcast bylaws. We're doing the preview and then the review first. Yes. We're doing it backwards, but we couldn't put you through our weekend to start the show. We want to get into the multi, and then if you want to hang around, want to hear our Gather Round was, it'll be at the end of the show.
So that ramble will be unbelievable in the last third. So let's get into last week's multi, boys. We were seeing the board pretty well the last few weeks, but some good players let us down, unfortunately. So 14 out of 22 leagues. We went at 69%. Dinner for 2, Morgs, which is almost better than going 100%. So, Jeb, let's start off with some stiff legs.
Clayton Oliver for 25. He had 24.
That's stiff.
It's stiff. Jesse Hogan for 3. He kicked 2.
He kicked 3.
We ticked off the Chisler at Norwood that he kicked 3. And then everyone started finding the story saying that was Jake Stringer. I'm positive that was Jesse.
There must have been the whiskey sours.
Norwood's on a bit of a hill. We had a few whiskey sours. Maybe we only saw the top of his head, but I thought that was...
We're not used to seeing Stringer kick goals.
Yeah.
We ticked him off for 3. We were certain
I was positive he kicked it. And then Jack Ginnivan for 2. He'll be in the 2s. He's not kicking to he'll be in the 2s.
That bad.
That was my bet of the week.
Morgs.
Cost me the rolling multi too.
Yeah.
Seth Campbell, anytime, his first time in about 12 months, he hasn't kicked a stag, so that's stiff. And Massimo had him for 20. We probably haven't betted him all year, really, and we didn't really know why I put him in the bet. But he had 19 touches, and I thought he was actually quite good there, Dust.
Yeah, I thought he was good as well. I don't remember it too much. Charlie Curnow for 3, kicked 2 goals, 15. So just just couldn't kick his 3rd. The Wiz for 2. He was too busy on the hill. He had a monstrous night. He was at the casino. He was betting. He was drinking.
I thought the Wiz was great.
He had 3 curries. Yeah. I actually thought he was awesome on Sunday, but unfortunately not 2 goals. And then And Hawthorn minus 16.5, we teased them in. I thought they were going to win by 80, but it was the reverse.
Just
but
read it wrong.
let's get into some good leagues, Jeff, because there's plenty of them.
Ben King to kick 2, he
Awesome.
kicked 5.
Nice, well done.
Cozzy for 15. Josh Tracy for 3, kicked 6.
Yep,
Mitch
he's awesome.
Georgiadis for 2.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah, you.
Larky for 2, hit Frederick just for 1. He kicked 3. He's on fire. Mason Wood's the best bet in football at the moment. Sicily anytime $1.90. That was a
Good
good
bet.
bet. He
Yeah.
kicked 2. And Maso Redmond, the old footy shorts to your funeral, no business or just business, no frills and spills. He had 22.
Yeah, you said that was a lock.
I
That
did.
was just good gambling. Hugh McDamage had him for 20, Will Ashcroft for 20, Shy Bolton for a couple, Toby Green for a couple, and Butters for 25 at home. He's more confident at home than your old man is in his jocks watering his plants at about 6 p.m.
Fair enough,
That's how confident he was. Now, Jeff, we're going to tease a new segment here. So the post-Premiership pie probe, where we American pie your Premiership pie. So let's have a look at it. So we teased it on Friday.
Well done.
You had the percentages, you had the teams. Jeff, is there anything that you would change in it?
Yes.
Tell us.
Yes. And we all know what it was. The Swans are bang on average, aren't they?
They are.
They're bang on average. They're still a bit banged up. They're getting players back, and they're just not as good as they were last year. They're no longer the Showtime Swans. They're the average Joe Swans.
No
They're
time Swans.
No time Swans. You know, they can't get their good players all playing well at the same time. Heaney finally had his best game in the weekend.
And the rest of the
Chad
team.
was quiet.
Yep.
Nick Blakey wasn't great. Collingwood were really good, to Collingwood's credit. So they were at 10%. You could straight up swap them with Collingwood and put Collingwood at 10%. Swans down to 5%.
Yep.
I'm going to leave it. I'm going to put Swans down to 5%. And I'm going to give GWS even more percentage. I'm going to give them 1/4 of the pie, 25% of the
Nice.
pie. Nearly 33. I'd nearly give them 33% of the pie. We've seen them 3 times now in person.
Yep.
They are awesome.
They're very good.
You go and see them in person and try and sit level 1, level 3, wherever you want to sit. They're huge. They're conditioned.
Yep.
They're fast. Their role players play roles. You never see. So, like, everyone loves James Sicily because he takes intercept marks and all this stuff, but he bites off kick in the corridor. Sam Taylor and Jack Buckley just defend.
Yep.
They don't play out of their means. Then they get it to the ball carriers. They get it to the Whitfield, the Lockie Ash, the Finn Callaghan's. And then Darcy Jones, Harvey Thomas, the forwards be forward. The other role players, they're just awesome.
Yep.
In person, I think you're getting $3.50 for GWS to make the grand final. I think it is like the better of the year right now.
So I've got Brisbane at 19%. They go up a little bit.
No, I think that's fair.
And Geelong, they're at 10%. They've been gritty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. They were impressive.
Couple of
Yeah,
bad losses,
they
but
were.
they've had that win on the weekend was, as you
Yeah.
said, they were down by 5 goals a couple of times, and then Danger just
Danger them.
Yep.
they
I
were
agree. I
so
would
good. Do they have
probably
anyone else to come back in? Don't
Tom
think-
Stewart didn't play. Had
Yeah,
Gastro.
right. You had a bad curry
We had a curry.
on the Wednesday.
We had all the other good
That's what you
ones.
get when you fly in on a Wednesday. The chicken's not cooked yet. Jeff, that was awesome.
That's a great segment. I
That
think,
was a
the
Premiership
probe.
probe. I feel
like
it was nice to touch on it. So, guys, coming up next, we've got the round 6 editions.
Yes.
Round 6. The round 0 always cooks me. Round 6 edition of the 100K multi. Coming up next, we'll be right back. The Sunday Roast is back for season 2025, Jeff.
Oh, the show where we celebrate the winners and roast the losers.
You can find us every Sunday night after the Bachelor's game where we get on, and Jeff, it's one hell of a show.
We give you the best odds and the best opinions, but the best odds are the bet you weren't on, but wish you were on.
It is out 6 a.m. every single Monday morning after the round concludes.
Listen to it driving to work Monday morning. You'll absolutely love it. The Sunday Roast.
Let's go. And we're back, boys. This is awesome. All right, let's crack into it. We're seeing the board so well after about 8,000 calories a day, I reckon. Liquid calories and then food calories on top of that. So we're feeling good. We're feeling a little bit heavier. We've got the runs on the board. We're a bit hardened now. We've been copping some hits, shucking and jiving. Let's get into it, boys. Melbourne, Fremantle. So this is the first leg on Saturday. So we don't preview, by the way, Thursday or Friday night games, just so you guys have enough time to get on, listen to the multi, put it on together. We will have a Thursday night fucking Dobe or Chisler or whatever. I'm cold as ice, so I might change the name. I might change my name or something. I'll change it. And then we got Jevy Friday, so let's get into it. Melbourne, Freo, Jeff, who do you like? Let's get up and about.
Let's get up. So you just had your Good Friday. You can finally get some bacon and eggs, and you can bet on the equal Coleman medalist.
Yes.
Freo's best ever number 35. Finally added 6 to his form line. I'm taking Pizza Hut Tracy for 2
Nice.
at $1.30. Why do we call Josh Tracy Pizza Hut? Because his form line sounds like Pizza Hut's phone number, 131166. Well, his form line is actually 14336 in 2025.
Fucking close.
That is a good nickname by us.
That is a great nickname. He's added 6. And in the Pizza Hut number, it says 131166. He's just kicked 1-6. Is he in line for another 6 against Melbourne on the MCG?
This is almost a fact. Like, this is, if you kick 6, if we're going to ever back a player for 6, it's just after he called 6 in our nickname.
It's like our Simpsons moment.
This is actually, I only just, like, this is
thought of it. Yeah, this is us
we have
booking.
to take him for 6 on the weekend. Personals, 6. We'll put that something on the story, but we're taking him for 2 to kick 2 on the D's, $1.30 to get our Saturday rolling, get our multi rolling. Great start.
Is that one of the best, like, if you think of a $1.30 leg, him to kick 2, he's been hot as. That is so good.
Can I also say it's not in the multi, but Freo at $1.45.
They are
haggis.
They are locks. We should put that in the multi. Maybe we'll put a
They like playing in Melbourne as well. Remember when Melbourne were good and Schultz kicked the goals? They actually do like it.
$1.45 into 6.
We're cooking. This is good.
Nothing for me, but I'll be loading up on the $1.45.
Yeah, I don't have anything in this one, Jeff. I just knew that Treats a Hut. Tracy Pizza Hut was in there, and we're just happy to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I actually wouldn't mind starting him with 6 in a different 100K multi, but that's a different story.
After the ramble, we put the second 100K on.
Wow.
And this pod goes for 2 hours.
That would be cooking.
I wouldn't even be able to edit that.
Oh, boys, next game, Crows Giants. This should be another cracker.
Yeah,
so the Crows, I don't think they lost many fans from that loss. Like, I know they still need to keep chalking up the wins. They obviously lost to Gold Coast, where they would have loved to have had that. The win on the weekend, the loss on the weekend, but you feel that they're going to have another good crack.
Yep.
Them and the Giants is always usually a pretty good game. Jev, who do you like in this one?
Yeah, the only skeptics that people probably have is how do you stop a really high-powered forward line?
Yes.
Not saying Geelong were, but I just think there's a couple of the defenders I worry about a bit, and if they don't win the midfield time, their forward line is awesome. Darcy Fogarty's second quarter where he kicked 4 was awesome. But if you've got a bit of a no-named underside forward line, the last player you want to see is Jesse Hogan.
Yes.
And he's a goddamn superstar. He only kicked the 2 on the weekend. He still looked dangerous. It was Toby Green's game on the weekend. He kicked 5 for his second year in a row.
In a shoebox, he loves it.
He absolutely loves it. But I'm taking Jesse Hogan for 2 at $1.30. Yep. Arguably my favourite player in the league. Yeah, I absolutely love him. I just love a big full forward that dominates and clunks him. He goes back and kicks him. He never misses. Jesse Hogan, 2 goals, $1.30. Let's go.
Hogan 2 is in rolling too. $1.30 is too nice. Give me Benjamin Button. Das.
Oh,
this is like investing in Commonwealth Bank at the moment.
Yep.
It's boring, but it's smart over a long period of time.
Yes,
Bloody hell, I tell you what.
smart.
It sort of falls like we've spoken about. I'm talking about Taylor Walker, Das. Yes. Benjamin Button, he was playing like a young dad on Thursday night. Geez, how well was he moving?
Yeah, he was.
First snag in person.
That was unbelievable.
The wing nut.
And so I sort of thought about it. It falls into the category how I told him about the last couple of weeks, how we don't want to be betting on the same players.
No, you don't.
And I feel like maybe this run is coming to an end with Tech. So I just want to be upfront about this as just between us.
Yep.
Right? If it loses, though, I want to say I lost on it.
Yeah, that's
okay, because if he hits 3 and I go, we didn't bet on it again, I'd be so fuming.
Happy to be on the hill when it goes.
Exactly.
Yep.
He doesn't age this bloke. The first goal he kicked, as we spoke about, he must just shower in Gatorade and goat's blood or something. Because it's unbelievably smooth and your uncle on Hinge at the moment.
Yeah, nice.
I haven't even mentioned his form. Nah, so our friends at Satmate, just been all gags and whatever. He's kicked 10 goals his last 3 weeks, going at 2, 4, and 4. He's kicked 6 in his last 2 at Adelaide Oval.
That is...
I'd mix that around a bit.
It's so many good stats.
I was just in awe of the $1.60.
Yeah, perfect. It stands out like a sore thumb. Boys, this man's bigger than our tab in Adelaide. That's how big this man is. He's big, he's handsome, and he signed my arm on the weekend. Darcy Fogarty is an unbelievable human. Had a chat to him, signed the arm. We did the beer celebration. $1.50, boys, he's paying for 2 snags. He's kicked 16 in his last 5 thanks to Statmate. And last year against the Giants, he kicked 3. So I feel all the numbers when we're actually talking about them, they add up, they match up really well. And games in Adelaide, they just seem to be shootouts. So it's like we can bet on them. There's lots of points. We absolutely love it. Fog is a great human being.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
It sounds like Matty Nick's a good bloke as well. I'm like, geez, you guys are allowed to have a few beers. He's like, yeah, just 1 or 2. He's a ripper. Do you have anything else in this game?
No, that's it for me.
It's an awesome game to bet on. We're going to have another massive multi in this one. Boys, Richmond and the Suns. Who do you like in this one, Jeff?
Time to start It's time to start betting on this bloke. This bloke doesn't just tackle you, he tackles generations of bad decisions.
Jesus.
This bloke hits contests like the football previously wronged him. This bloke is built like a contested possession factory. This bloke doesn't just absorb contact, he welcomes it.
Yes.
Toughness isn't a trait, it's his baseline setting. I'm talking about Matt Rao,
Yes.
the red-headed Dusty.
Matt Rao.
He's in some rare air of form.
Dusty.
I'm taking him for 25 and to beat up on the young Tigers a bit.
Yep.
Bonds might bring out a new pair of boxes with skid marks in them after what he might
Yes.
do to some of the
Sam
Tigers.
Sam Layla's new range.
David King, I'm telling you.
Free scooted jocks.
Three-seated jocks after what Matt Rao does to you. David King asked on Fireball Monday, is he the best centre bounce player of all time?
Jesus.
Apparently that's how good he was on the weekend.
The numbers must be saying it.
He had 14 scoreboards, like unbelievable amount of contested possessions. I'm taking him for 25 at $1.30. He could cause some havoc. He could whoop some absolute. He could open a can of whoop ass on the Tigers.
Yeah.
25, Matt Rao. Come on, Lewis.
Good betting. Das. Idris Elba.
Idris Elba.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Will Graham. The 4 rumoured next Bond.
They are great looking humans.
Will Graham's your girlfriend's new favourite footballer and mine.
Yep.
Second behind Will Curtis. I'm taking him for any time at $1.45.
Awesome.
And a debutant, first time ever in the multi. You know, I like uploading the young. I feel bad almost betting on Will Graham. It feels like insider training. It feels like I know something that no one else does.
Yeah.
He's kicked 8 snags in his last Baker's month of footy, this bloke. Still getting $1.45, 100% on his last 5. The only time he played the Tigers last year, kicked 2, and he's fresh off a bag of 1 against the Roos at Gather Round. So it's
a big bag of 1.
I don't know what you need from me. $1.45 just feels like, and I think he shaved his head today.
He did shave his head
it'll be a little
today.
bit quicker, so maybe even throw him in for 15. Won't be in the 100K, but welcome the new James Bond.
He's a good looking man. Jev, your man. You think everything he touches turns to gold?
Yeah, he's a punisher.
Yeah, he's a punisher. He's a punisher.
Yeah, welcome.
Boys, last time this bloke didn't hit, Apu was still on The Simpsons. Jesus was still a chippy. Blockbuster was still open, and Hugh Hefner was a virgin. Flanders, boys, I'm talking about for 20 touches. I know it's a short leg, $1.13, but he's hit in his last 35 matches. He's hit in his last 35 matches.
So good.
In his last 3 games at Marvel, he's averaging 32.
Yeah,
We're taking him for 20.
Yeah.
I know he only had 21 and 2 last week. That's because he can go forward and hit the scoreboard. He's going to absolutely piece them up. A game last year as well. He had 42 at Marvel.
That's a lot of
That's
touches.
what I want to look at. So $1.13, I know it's short, but it just happens. It happens every week. His last 35 games. As soon as Stuart Dew, as soon as he left, Flanders actually became a gun.
dominated.
You must have hated him. So these are all good legs. Jeff, do you have anything else in this one?
Yeah, we need to start betting on Joey Montagna's top 5 small forward in the comp.
Okay.
If anyone's ever listened to Joey Montagna commentate, this bloke kicks a goal every week,
Yep.
and Joey Montagna goes, "Oh, he's a top 5 small forward." I can't say it. Top 5 small forward in the comp. Ben Long is money.
Yes.
Talking about Ben Long.
That's what we're talking
And I'm getting $1.65 for 2. Go to your stat mate, Abe, and look at this form. He's kicked 10 goals in his last 4 games, or in his first 4 games to start the season. He kicked 3 on the Tigers round 24 last year.
You're convincing me.
And he just bobs up and kicks them.
Every week.
'Cause they kick it at Ben King and he just reads it off the hands and kicks him. And Joey Montagna goes, "This bloke's a top 5 small forward in the comp."
Rolls off the
Ben
tongue.
Hung.
30
Yeah.
seconds.
I got one here, boys. Jed Walter for 2.
Yes,
This man,
chompers.
he's got calves like a tree trunk and a haircut that says, "I do my own plumbing." He's built like a fridge with a Colgate smile. He's got more grunt than a diesel Hilux, and defenders he's up against are softer than avocado on toast. He kicked 2 last year at Marvel for 2 snags at $2.30. You can't say no to that.
No, you
It's
can't.
2 bloody good boys.
Yeah.
That gets us through the Saturday slate games. That means it's time for the most lucrative segment in all of sports. It's the Gold Rush. The best bets we weren't on, but we wish we were. So for anyone that's new to this, what we can do, thanks to StatMate, of course, we get to look at what were the best markets to bet on last week. Usually we go over the Sunday roast, but again, we were too cheeks to go actually do the roast. So I'm going to kick us off. The best bets for 20 disposals, guys. Callum Archie was $7. Tom Brown was $7. Sam Draper was $8.50. Zach Reed was awesome, guys, at $9. And Riley West, your man Morgs, was $10.
I got 25 touches here. Ed Langdon, $4.50. Jasper Fletcher, $5.50. Ned Long, $8.50. The old dog, Callan Ward, for $11.
He was awesome.
And Heath Chapman. Heath Chapman was $21 for 25 touches, Morgs.
Never fucking heard.
At the Barossa.
I had 30 disposals.
Nice.
Will Ashcroft for 31 at 350. Maxie Holmes had 32 at 425. Jacob Hopper at 33, 475. Lockie Ash, my man, the single cab Hilux, he had 33 at $5. And then rounded out Dill Shield, the Strepsil. He's a lot of turnovers from halfback.
Played well on the weekend.
He did though. $6 for Shield.
He had 17 halfway through the first or second. He had so much. The best for 35 disposals. Zach Merritt was $3.75. Gets it every week. Sam Walsh was $6. George Hewitt was $6.50, and Bailey Smith was $9. Do we have any good goal kickers here?
Yeah, for one goal, Mitch McGovern, $5. Darcy Wilmont, $5. Zach Guthrie, $6. Lockie Bramble, scrambled eggs, $6. And Alex Pearce, the captain fullback of the Freo Dockers, was $8 for a snag.
No one would have bet on that. No one would have bet on that. Morgs?
My favourite market in all of sports, 2 goals. So Jai Simpkin at 8, Hobbs for $8.50, Corey Warner, your man, at $8.50, Sammy Walsh for 2. Obviously, we might hear from him again at 13 for 2. And then Naz...
Wanganeen Malira.
Thank you. $21 for 2. He was awesome.
For 3 goals, Cooper Sharman. He's literally the best ever I've seen outside Marvel Wayne Carey. How good is he?
He's Norwood's Wayne Carey.
He is. $9 for 3. Jai Menzies kicked 3 at $12. Corey Durden, he did kick 4, but for 3 was 12. Paddy Cruz for 3 was $19. And a Sam Walsh, a whopping $51 for 3 sausages in the first half.
I got 4 goal scorers here. Eric Hipwood for 4 was $9.50. Pat Dangerfield kicks 4 with $11. Logan Morris, $12. Corey Durden was $34. And Jai Menzies was $34.
Not a bit on that. Ben King kicked 5 at $4. 5 for Treacy, could have got $5. 5 for Toby Green at 15. 5 for Jack Gunson at 18. And then Hipwood for 5 at $21.
$10 for Josh Treacy for a whopping 6 sausages. So that was Gold Rush, the best segment in sports. It was awesome. All right, boys, now let's get on to the Sunday slate. This is where we really make our cash. This is where we get smart. This is where we're smarter than anyone else. This is where we really make some money. Swans, Port, Jev, who do you like?
I can see it again, lads.
Oh, here we go.
It's starting to pass the eye test again. And eye-popping 19 against North 2 weeks ago. 28-2 on the weekend against the Pies. Are we starting to see the best of Isaac Heaney again?
Hope so.
Is it starting to? Is it coming? Is the train starting to roll? My fucking guy, I love him so much. I'm taking him for 1 goal against Port at the SCG.
No worries.
Just 1 snag. He kicked 2 and had 24 against him in the prelim final. I just feel like 1's a lock at $1.28, and we're just going to take it. Isaac Heaney for a snag.
I got a who am I? You had to have a who am I?
Have the stinger.
It was tough to, throw that in the truck if you could. I'm dusty. I'm drier than the Nullarbor. I had more curry than beer on the weekend. Who am I?
Are you Eamon Buchanan?
Are you Dustin Martin?
I'm me. But I'll keep it going in the truck. Keep it going in the truck. I kicked 6 goals in my last 3 games at the SCG. I've kicked 7 goals this year. I'm 80% on my last 10, and the last time I played Port, I kicked 2. The boys around the club call me the Cadillac. I'm smooth through traffic, big-bodied with premium interior. Who am I?
Tony Lockett with after those numbers.
Is it Nick Fosdyke?
Great guesses. I'm Chad Warner, James.
No way.
Welcome to the multi this week. I've read you the stats. It's all there. This man's a star. We know that. Probably haven't taken full advantage of the chat, I reckon, in the 100K this year. Anytime $1.18 is too good. 13, 24, 12. Give us a call if you like the leg.
Yeah.
13, 24, 12. If you're getting on chat with me, call in.
Yeah, but call it and then give us your feedback.
Yes, please.
Boys, I'm going to take the guy. Looks like he's got rocks for brains, but a boot like Declan Rice. Yes, Mitch Georgiades, boys. This bloke for 2 snags at $1.45 after going goalless in round 1. The glitch has been unbelievable. Yep. 12 goals in his last 4 games. 4 goals against the Swans in the home and away game last year. It's a home and away game. It's not a final. They only kicked 1 in the final. True. So we're not taking final stats. Thanks to Statmate. But in the home and away, which this is, he kicked 4. We're looking for him to kick 2, the big fella. Yeah, nice. Jev, anything else in this one?
Nah, that's it for me.
We got through.
No, we went skinny there.
Holy shit.
Well, just nothing spoke to us.
It's true, but we've got 2 games to go, and geez, we've got some good legs, Jev. Dogs and the Saints. Who do you like?
The bloke with 2 first names, top 3 MVPs of the competition. If everyone in the AFL is standing in front of you and Tassie are on the clock with pick 1,
I like this.
I think you take this kid, Sam Darcy. The kid.
I was going to say Riley West, the man with 2 first names. But anyway, go on.
Sam Darcy has 2 first names. You're one of them.
Riley West.
$1.30 for 2.
Yep.
Under the lid.
That's good.
I'll take it. Sam Darcy to kick 2. I just love him. He's a star.
I like the Tassie call as well. Give me the best bet in football right now.
What is that?
This should be on the homepage of StatMate for the year. Mason Wood anytime at $1.30.
Yep.
It was a pleasure to be at Norwood on the weekend to see him skin one from about, 65, I think it was. Now, I want to start a new segment. It's not going to be tonight, but I'm teasing something, all right? Last week, the parcel, Jake Stringer, was $1.30 off the back of 2 duck eggs and a fortnight off with a torn meat rope, right? Last week, Say So Wood was $1.40 off the back of a Michael Bevan innings, 1-3-2-2. I want to keep an eye on this.
Yes.
Stringer versus Mason Wood. He's a goal addict, Mason Wood, at the moment. Saints lost no fans. This is what I want to say when you put the percentage up for GWS. We watched the game with a diehard Saints supporter, Simon Legg, our man from The Honest Beers, and he said they lost no fans. Yeah. And I think that goes to show how good GWS are. Yeah. I think the Saints come back and they beat the Dogs.
And how good Mason Wood was.
Bont might play.
I think the Saints will win.
I love that from you.
You like the Saints?
Yeah, and Wood to 1.
That's a sharp watch. And the dog came bounding over. Yes, we're taking the butcher's dog for 2 snags, boys, at Marvel. This is as sure as your morning crap after a coffee. This happens every single time. Jack Higgins is a type of bloke that kicks 2 goals and then calls his mum and tell her that he's just warming up. My brain isn't working. Jack Higgins for 2 snags at $1.55 is an absolute wild price, boys. He's kicked 14 goals this year. It's an absolute fun fest when he's out there. And here's a fun fact. He's never played the Dogs, the butcher's dog. He's never played the Dogs. There is not a stat you can find on him against the Dogs. But he's the dog. The dog versus the Dogs. And the butcher's dog's going to put through 2 snags.
100% he's kicking 2.
You see this?
Yep.
This represents a leg.
Okay.
This isn't just a leg. It's a match winner.
Yep.
80 kilos of pure muscle memory.
Shit.
And goal sense. Hardwired to swing through Sharons like destiny itself. I'm, of course, selling you the dream. The dream of Riley Sanders at $2.
Wow.
Get stuffed.
Jesus.
$2 for a bloke that's hotter than Dua Lipa at the moment. His last 5 weeks sound like Jev Kebab Count at Gather Round. 1, 2, 1, a night off, and 2.
Nice.
He kicked 6 in 5 weeks. He hit both times at the Igloo this year. He loves Sunday night footy from all accounts. Not a stat, but just an inside source. And it's the sort of value we need. A $2 to finish out Sunday night going into Monday. I'm Sam Kekovich, you know it makes sense.
That is such a good leg.
13, 12, 24 if you're interested.
I love the fact that his kebab order somehow just rolls straight into what Riley West is for.
Oh, God.
Riley Sanders. It's awesome.
You can't write that.
That is awesome, boys. All right, then we get into the Monday game. So this is always a cracker.
Yep. Yes.
It's a banger. They're expecting 85 large at the G. We're not sure if we're going to go yet. We think we might need a few weeks off the beers, but we will probably be there.
It's Tuesday. You have to remember, tonight's Tuesday. Lock and change in a week. Yeah. But right now, we're dustier than Dan's spot.
We need like 3 days away from each other.
Yeah.
And then we might.
Yeah. Well, we're catching up on Friday, so we'll have a look at that.
I'm 50-50.
Geelong Hawks, boys. Let's get into it. Jev, who do you like?
This is your stat mate lock of the weekend.
Lock.
Us to be at that game. No. Old headband wearing, mullet flowing, double bird giving, Baz Lanker, Bailey Smith for 25. He's at it every game this year. But how's this for an interesting stat?
Right.
He hasn't played at the MCG since round 4, 2023.
Wow.
Round 4, 2023. We're in round 6, 2025.
The Dogs didn't play many games there, did he?
Yeah, he played round 1, round 4, and then just didn't play again at the G for the year.
Wow.
Unbelievable. So he'll be so pumped to go back to the G. This is why you go to Geelong, to play in these games. Easter Monday against the Hawks. 87 and 3,000. We're the 3. Give me Bailey Smith, Baz Lanker, 25 touches, $1.30. Let's go.
Good bet. $1.30 is nice. Patrick Dangerfield, welcome to the 215 Club.
This is an awesome
bet. We're having him in. $1.65 for 2, $1.35 15. I could not be more excited after what we saw on Friday night, live right in fucking front of us.
Nice.
I just could not wait to get this in. His numbers are incredible. He's kicked 9 goals his last 3 games, 11 on the year, and his last 3 he's gone 4, 3, and 2. His disposals are the same. He's 100% his last month on 15. I think the Cats will need him slightly high up the G.
Nice.
That is in there.
Knows that.
Now, the big one, though, he's 100% for 15 his last 20 games at the home of footy. I'm talking about the home of 16 Buck Bundy's, the MCG.
Nice.
This week's no different. That number again is 13, 24. I wrote that down. I didn't know I did.
That is so sharp. That is so sharp. You didn't know you wrote it. It's like buying something when you piss and you open up the fridge the next day, it's just there.
It wasn't funny the third time. It's out of the show.
Also, this is the Danger Mania. This is where he debuted. Yes. He had like 30 and 8 on Stratton.
I started a Facebook page.
On Ben Stratton.
That's right.
He dominated.
It was the best
bathing
That
debut
was so good. What
of
did he
all
kick?
time.
It was like 3 goals, 8.
No, it was like 4 and 17.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Boys, give me the male witch. He was hammered
Yes.
last week. Beers, curries, bourbon, and beers for the Wiz. He was betting too much. He was pissed.
Yeah, he was. And
He was
Cass.
He was blind.
Yep.
So this week, I think he's off the piss. He'll just be there. So we're taking him for 2. Didn't get a kick last week. He's kicked 12 goals in his last 4 games at the G. So he's
nice.
back at the G. He likes the G. Adelaide Oval was a write-off for the Wiz last week. So he'll be back. He's back in the multi and on a Sunday league. We absolutely love it.
And I said to you in the production meeting, I don't know when that is, but Wiz off a loss, he plays like John Platten, does he not?
Yeah, he does.
Wasn't it this year he got called out? When did he get called out? And then he went down to
Sam Wicks.
Yeah,
against
Sam
the
Wicks.
Swans.
Yeah, and then he went down to Tassie and played like Philip Matera.
He did.
So off a loss is Platten.
Yeah. Off a few beers as well. Do you have anything else in this one?
Yeah, give me the kid. Himothy, Connor O'Certainty, Cassius O'Sullivan.
Nice.
The heir apparent to Tom Stewart. I'm taking Connor O'Sullivan for 15 at $1.55. He's had 15 and 23 his last Baker's week. He gets better every time you see him. He can seriously play.
Yeah.
Connor O'Sullivan for 15 touches. $1.55 is awesome.
Yeah, awesome.
Awesome for the kid on a Monday. So, yeah.
To get Himothy out of Connor O'Sullivan.
Yeah, Himothy, that's good. Morgs, anything else in this one?
I've left that alone.
So I'm going to sell you guys on this.
Yeah, sell me this pen.
Tom Atkins for 20 touches at $1.90.
Okay.
I'm just going to sell you his toughness. Tom Atkins is tougher than a $2 steak cooked in a cement mixer. Tom Atkins is tougher than a cat's knee in winter. It's never bent, never broken. It just keeps walking. Tom Atkins is tougher than the back of your nan's heel after 7 years of church shoes and disappointment. Tom Atkins is tougher than a leather belt soaked in moonshine and left out to dry on a barbed wire fence. Tom Atkins is tougher than a gas station coffee at 3 a.m. Tom Atkins is tougher than roadkill jerky, sun-dried on Route 66, blessed by a trucker named Hank. That's how tough this man is. He had a 20-something piece last week, 10 coaches' votes. He was awesome. It's at the G. He's tough. That's why he's in there.
Come on.
20 touches at $1.90.
Get 10 coaches' votes with what Danger did.
And what Bailey Smith did.
So
And what Fogg
Darcy
did.
Fogarty did. Yeah.
10.
That's a great
A
bet.
perfect 10. We're backing toughness.
Yep.
That is such smart betting by us.
Need him,
How smart are we?
need him more in the multi as well.
Yeah.
More smart. Jeb, I believe
Cheers.
that's the multi.
That is the multi. I just looked up Pat Dangerfield's first ever game for Geelong. 2016 round 1, Hawthorn. 43 touches and 0 goals 3. Danger Mania. That was the Danger Mania game.
Where he kicked 5.
So I thought he did too, but yeah, I've got it here. His first game for Geelong was 2016.
That's wild.
Played him for 11 years.
Still feels like he's new to the
Oh,
club.
sorry, 9 years. Yeah, doesn't it? The multi. I'm
This
so
is
sorry for
awesome,
that.
guys.
So you need to outlay $8.73 this week. We've given you a discount. $8.73 to get back $100,000.
This is free money.
Let's get into it. Richmond,
Responsibly?
free money responsibly.
Yes.
$8.73. Richmond Gold Coast. Where's Saturday day? Josh Treacy for 2.
Nice.
Melvin Freo.
Good start.
Then we get to Adelaide GWS. Darcy Fogarty 2. Tex 2. Jesse Hogan 2.
Nice.
Get into Richmond Gold Coast Saturday 9. Sam Flanders for 20. Matt Rao for 25.
Oh, yeah.
Jed Walter for 2. Will Graham for 1. Ben Long for 2. That could be an arse kick. And we roll into Sunday day. Sydney versus Port Adelaide. Isaac Heaney anytime. Chad anytime. Mitch Georgiadis 2.
Good leg.
Good bet.
Dogs St Kilda. Sunday night, Jack Higgins for 2, Mason Wood for 1, Sam Darcy for 2, Riley Sanders anytime. We get into Easter Monday. Nick Watson for 2,
Nice.
Bailey Smith for 25, Pat Dangerfield for 2 and 15, Connor O'Sullivan for 15, and Tom Atkins for 20.
Toughness. 20 toughness efforts, boys.
bet.
That is so good.
Less touches, more goals.
More. That's it.
Find the
Willa.
value in the goals, like Mason Wood at $1.40
Yes.
is better than Clayton Oliver for 25 and he gets
Yes.
24.
100%.
That's
Back
a
to
better value.
the game's slingshotting. Let's
Yeah.
back guys just to get on the end of one.
Yes.
We have
Like
no right to be this smart.
Durden for 4. Boys, that is the multi for round 6. Coming up next, your ears might bleed.
Yeah, you can turn off now.
Your eyes might bleed, but if you're tough enough, you just might get through it. We've got the ramble coming up next. We preview Thursday, Friday night games, and a quick review from the weekend. It's going to be awesome.
And one more 100K that isn't on yet.
We'll be right back.
Big final.
All right, guys, you've made it this far. Thank you so much. If you can do us a massive favour, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out. And if you want to get involved with the community a lot more with our Patreon and Discord, the link is in the link tree. Only $2 a week. You guys can be involved in absolutely everything. So we've got all of our footy chats, all our best bets, future bets for the entire year. It is awesome. But again, thank you so much for listening. Like and subscribe. It really helps us out. Cheers. Boys, we're back.
Great sting
Morgs, hit the music.
in the truck.
Oh, it's time for the ramble.
Soulful tune.
All right, here we go. Brisbane Collingwood, boys.
Thursday night.
This is usually a stats festival.
And a banger.
This is always usually a festival. Good gambling. I'll probably take McCluggage, Ashcroft. I think just guys are just going to get their touches. I could back Dacos. I could back Josh. I think everyone gets off the chain here. So I've got a little stat here, boys, before we get into it. Collingwood have covered the line in each of its last 7 games against reigning premiers. The line's 12.5.
That is a great
great
stat. I don't know what to do with it.
I know, but that's $1.90. So if you think that they can,
Love it.
and then also you could lay this into this side as well. Brisbane have won its last 10 matches. So just
That's great.
at $1.47, just
really
back
good.
the hot team.
10 in a row.
That's a great stat.
That's another good stat.
Lions have just won 10 in a row.
Lions to win, Collingwood to cover, Bobby Hill to kick 2. Kick 4 on grand final day. No Brandon Starcevich,
Starcevich.
who he kicked 4 on. They're not stopping him.
Okay, I like it. I mean,
Bobby Dazzler for 2. We like that.
Yeah,
when's the last time we kicked 2?
On the weekend against the Swans.
That's no worries.
he's a good player, the
Yeah,
Daz.
I think he got a bit of a hold of us.
I was there.
Yeah, you were.
The lights are on, but nobody was
And
home
you just
with
take
us.
McCluggage and then Ashcroft. I've been able to say it, but they're both 100 in their last 11. When the stats back
If
up the
that-
form, you got to take the norm.
100%.
And McDamage is just
If that pays $3, is that dope Thursdays?
Probably.
Bobby for 2, McCluggage for 20,
Brisbane to
Ashcroft
win.
for 20. No, that's all you're going to need. $3.
People love it.
Bobby for 2, McCluggage, Ashcroft.
Oh, that wins.
That's dope Thursdays.
That is dope
On a
Thursdays
Tuesday.
right now.
I like it.
That is such an early look at that game. And then we're going to get into North Carlton. I believe we're going.
At this stage.
I believe we're going. So North Melbourne have lost each of its last 18 matches on a 6-day turnaround.
Oh, Jesus
That's good.
Christ.
The
That is
Blues are
good.
paying $1.38. That's not a bad stat.
That's not bad at
On a
all.
6-day break, North just don't do it. And then Carlton to lead a quarter time. North Melbourne have lost the first quarter in each of its last 8 games at Marvel Stadium. They start very slow. That's $1.50 as well. What one did we hit on? Fremantle?
Fremantle.
That was, of course, they were going to be up
Fair
against
quarter.
Richmond.
Yeah, 100%.
That was going to be awesome. Anything in this game?
These odds are wrong.
Yeah?
Yeah, these odds are wrong.
Are they?
You guys should not be $1.40 favourites over anyone. I know you won by 70 points on the weekend. You weren't great.
It was one of the worst 70-point. It felt like 20 being there.
No Harry Mackay and no Brody Kemp. And we know big forwards like playing North. Eventually, they've got to start defending a bit better. Charlie Curnow is going better, but okay.
Yep.
I low-key love the $3 for North Melbourne.
Yeah.
Or the 17. I think they're
17's
going to have a
amazing.
crack.
They're due.
Like Larky, Curtis, Zerha, could run wild, the Dudley boys. Sheasel and Tom Powell and LDU are going to get a whack in their review this week because they don't defend enough as midfielders.
Yep.
Walsh looked back. He looked better again.
He's getting fit on the run, isn't
I
he?
just don't think these odds are right.
And I just don't know whether we can take his form line against that Eagles team.
Would you you think Carlton are going to win? Would you comfortably
I hope they're going to win.
have $1,000 on Carlton at $1.40 to win $400?
Shit, no.
You'd just be like, I'd rather keep my 1,000 than risk that.
Yep,
It just
definitely.
doesn't feel right. Well, I'd rather have $100 on North Melbourne at $2.95.
Here's one for you, North fans. If you like a live bet, if Zerha kicks 1 early or 2 early, back him.
5. Kicked 4 last time, didn't he?
But one of the other time, he just kicks so many points.
Yep.
He was a pressure valve. If he
That's
kicks a couple early,
Yep.
watch him go.
I love
Watch
it.
him go.
I
Danger
really
game.
like North.
And if there's anything else in West Coast Essendon,
When is that?
They could this Friday night at 6:10. They could play this game in my backyard, and I'd close the blind so I didn't actually see any.
Yep.
of it.
I'll be into a lint bunny by then.
I'll watch it because I think the best player in the competition's playing in it. Zach Merritt is in some rare form. He had 37 on the weekend.
He's a
he
gun.
just gets the onion and deals it.
Yeah.
Essendon are a lot better than you think.
Essendon
was
win North points.
Um,
And my rolling. Cut that.
here we go. The rolling multi. It's the rolling multi.
All right. Sam Flanders 20.
Yep.
I liked what you were talking about.
Last 35.
Ben Long for 2.
yeah,
I think it's a great bet.
Top 5 small forward.
Freo to win. $1.45. I'll never get a better bet all year.
Never.
Mason Wood 1. Had to be. St Kilda win.
St Kilda to win.
St Kilda
What's
to win
that
in
play?
the
With
rolling.
the points.
Nah, St Kilda to win.
Wow.
$7.34
I
Sunday
reckon
night.
You'll get some Saints supporters on that bad boy.
I reckon you
$7.34.
will.
I'll get it up because last week we were this close to cashing until Guinea had a curry with us.
We were so close to breaking it open.
It was insane.
Boys, that is the Thursday, Friday
Now
night
we
game.
have to review the weekend. We've just previewed the whole week. Nah, we got to talk about Gather Round. How good is Gather Round?
It's incredible.
That was one of the funnest weekends we've ever had.
Yep.
We're dusty now. We're hurting a bit. We want to get away from each other. But that was so much fun. So we'll go back to Thursday.
So I'll get a little bit of a rundown here. We'll just
Let's
to
go.
keep you guys from rambling too much. Adelaide Geelong. Thoughts?
We had a whiskey. Jeff was in the nets first on the
Yep.
plane playing blackjack, and we woke him up with a
Bourbon.
whiskey
Pepsi.
in the air.
Yep.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
that was a good little fire starter.
Yeah,
Then we
it
get
was
to the game. The game was awesome.
It was game of the weekend.
Game of the weekend.
Game of the weekend. Darcy Fogarty's second quarter and Adelaide's second quarter of a hole.
Yep.
He put 4 in a quarter. He was unbelievable. But the Crows just got dangered.
Yeah.
They just got...
They did what?
Being there, it was just unbelievable how good this 35-year-old bloke is.
oath.
He was so
He could play another 3
And
years.
the Crows didn't lose any fans, but they just might have a couple of skeptics on if you get their midfield a bit and you start getting a lot of inside 50s, I think you can kick goals on them.
Yep.
But
After
we went to the Cass
got
a zinger box.
Australian bento box.
Australian
We
bento.
had some of the grittiest gambling you will ever see. We were playing 4 numbers each, so $10 a number, and we were going, and there was about 8 times we got down to the last spin. Chad Warner would come up and put his head over it. You would see
Fev saved us. A number
Fev
of
would
times,
come
25.
up. Jeff Farmer would come through.
Yes, 33 was Herculean.
33 was unbelievable.
After watching Pat Dangerfield, Morgs committed to the number 35 for the weekend.
For 80 spins, I
We
reckon.
didn't see it till like Sunday 1 a.m. or Monday morning 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Like it was hard getting a hit in a 35. We told everyone Adelaide Casino does not land on 35 and it finally landed.
So we took some cash out. We gave a little bit back to the Cass that night, and then we got
Zinger boxes.
Australia bento box.
We were sitting in our apartment eating a zinger box, pretty pissed at 1:30 a.m. We're like, how good are we, boys?
watching Ram Chiefs reruns.
What a start to the weekend.
Then it gets to Friday. Before Collingwood Sydney, we're at the Cumbie for the Aus American Aces panel.
And we bombed.
We bombed.
We bombed.
We bombed.
So we had to get up in front of a pub that we're talking. We were the first up to start the show at 4:30. Everyone wasn't pissed yet. We were before Isaac Cumming, Darcy Fogarty,
Chalk.
Bernie Vince, Chalk, and we were Cheeks.
Yep.
We were okay.
We were
It was
okay.
just hard. It was a hard.
It was a tough crowd. We went in, we tried to say a few jokes, and then we went through because we did it like a 100K multi in 5 to 10 minutes. And we just started skipping our legs just so we could get off. We're just like,
We knew. That's fine.
This isn't landing. Thanks for having us. Everyone just started throwing their pots at us.
Yeah, we got soaked. No, it was good fun. It was actually it was a fun event to be at, to hear the other boys speak. Fog, Isaac Cumming, they are 2 of the best blokes on earth.
Yep.
They were allowed to have a couple of beers. Like
They were awesome.
they've made me more Crows fans just meeting those 2.
Then went to the game.
The pies were just really good. They were really good. You
Yep.
can see, and it's a Collingwood thing, it's a Geelong thing. If you're not going to win the flag, miss the finals, because Collingwood have missed the finals last year, like Geelong did the year before. They look like they've trained a bit more. They've sharpened up a touch. And how good a form are Darcy Moore, Scott Pendlebury, Steele Sidebottom after a little extended break by these guys. They look better. They looked really good in person. The Swans really didn't have any answers. They were just better than us.
Yep.
They were better than all these guys that are like, if you hate Collingwood, you think they're shit. If you love Collingwood, you think they're all guns. We're kicking goals. They were finishing. So, yeah, I got to give credit to the pies. They were good.
We ran into professional beer drinker Harry Fitzgerald.
Yes.
He deleted like 10 beers. And Tom Morrison, sorry. We saw our man Tommy.
Morrison.
He was awesome.
We got him. There was actually this DJ that listens to our show, and he messaged saying, "I'm playing at the stables, boys. Come to the
Get
stables.
down."
Come." So we went down for a couple of beers at the stables. We messaged Chalk, we're like, Chalk, come for a couple. He comes for a couple. He puts his beer in his head. It's a funny party trick. He stood up on a stool with a beer in his head. It was great.
For 3 hours.
Without cameras on.
It's a hell of a party trick. But this is probably the funniest part of the weekend. So it's about midnight. Morgs decides he's calling it.
I'm done.
Pissed. I'm done. I'm tired. I'm going home. We only have one Airbnb key.
Which is
Morgs
not
goes,
smart.
I'll take the key home and I'll go to bed with my phone on loud on my chest. And you guys just call me when you get home. Well, done. No worries. Me and Dust get home at about 2 o'clock. Get to the front door of the Airbnb. Call.
Ring.
The phone's dead. Morgan's phone's dead. We're just like, ooh, okay. Think about it for a sec. We call again. Phone's definitely dead. We're like, okay. So we get into the lobby for other people getting home. We're like, you guys on level 3 or any chance? They're like, nah. All right. So I have to sleep on a coffee table with a single little chair, and Das gets this uncomfy double couch. Me and Das just accepted our fate. We're like, well, shit happens. So we lie down, put our head down. We're like, call him again, just in case the phone's alive. Still dead, right? That's far enough.
Dead asleep.
Back to bed, back onto our coffee table. Das goes, I'm getting Hungry Jacks. He walks to Hindley Street.
Yep.
He brings back 2 large double Whopper meals.
12 nuggets.
12 nuggets. I eat the chips, don't want the Whopper. Das eats the Whopper. Then he was breathing heavy, let me tell you. Anyway, we try and lie back asleep. We lie back asleep. 7:30 in the morning, my phone starts ringing. It's Morgs. Morgs like, I'm so sorry. So we slept in the lobby for 5.5 hours, just lying on the coffee table. It was pretty funny. So before our biggest day, which was the Saturday, we got up to the lobby at 7:30. We're like, Morgs, can you just give us 3 good hours here? Get us up at 10:30. We'll go back to the hill. The Blues playing at 12. So we had our 3 hours, back to the hill, met up with Will Schofield.
We got into it.
It was a credit to you.
It was a
unbelievable.
pretty average game, but we had so much fun. And thank God the sun wasn't on us.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like day 5 of Boxing Day when you're bleeding in. On the hill, they just do it well. So the shade's out.
Yeah.
And then we
Jill
left
Buckley
there.
came over and scolded
Yeah.
me.
Yes, we called him out.
Credit to him.
Credit to him.
Jeff called him out, said, come see us for one. We must say, the reel's awesome. He was there for 30 seconds. He was there. He found us, sculled the beer, and had a flight to catch.
Made it even better, to be honest.
It actually
The fact
was
that he
good.
slipped it in.
And then we left. Then we went back to the Cumbie.
Back to the Cumbie. So they had their clubhouse day. It started at 12:30. Billy Brownless, Damien Barrett. Who else spoke? Lockie Neal, Josh Dunkley. There was so many people.
Brad Close.
Toby Green came through. Dion Prestia. We forgot Dion Prestia.
He's a good man.
He's a good man. All these blokes spoke. My old man was at the Cumbie.
He was at the Cumbie.
Got him a beer and his mates a beer.
He wanted a photo with Damien
He wanted a
Barrett.
photo with Damien Barrett, Billy Brownless. The best I could do was Wally.
Wally's a man.
Wally's the man. And then we had to go back to the footy.
Melbourne Essendon.
Back to Melbourne Essendon.
Yep.
That game was all right.
Left at half time.
Points bet party or the
After party.
Oz American after party at the Cumbie that started at 10 p.m. We got there at 10 p.m. after a gutful.
And then we were there. We had drinks. It was awesome. And then on the way home, we're just like, all right, let's go. Morgs again. He's like, boys, I'm buggered. But I'm going to go.
This I didn't even tell you. I just had to split.
And I'm going to go, but I'll be in the lobby. So you guys can't miss me. Me and Jev go down. I've got a video. And it's just like, if anyone's seen Interstellar, Chris McConaughey's like, Murph, no.
You're banging on the glass.
Me and Jev are just looking through the glass. We see Morg sleeping on the other couch that we went on last night. And we're just screaming.
We agreed to a long lunch with Wally the next day.
Yep.
So
The Honest Beers boys.
Honest Beers boys.
Brothers and friends.
At about 10:30 in the morning, we're sitting at the Airbnb. We're like, we've got a long lunch at Golden Boy at midday in an hour and a half. And we were dusty. We weren't off much sleep. Yeah. We got to the long lunch. We committed to going. And then we just let Wally cook. Just talk about his performance.
It was just unbelievable. Shout out to Golden Boy, but he just basically said, "Listen, give me the salt and pepper squid.
Yep.
Give me the turmeric chicken.
Awesome.
Give me the
Massaman
curry, and give me the duck pancakes, and you fill the rest." And they filled the rest. We had about 4 whiskey sours,
a couple of whiskey
couple
sours,
of sais,
and we were just back.
but it was just a perfect.
Nah, that
interlude
first
to
dish.
Norwood.
What was the first dish?
Oh, the kingfish sashimi didn't hit that well.
Thursday, you eating the kingfish sashimi. So a bit of a hangover. You get some raw fish put in front of you.
With some cream cheese. I'm like, here, boys, get into this. I'm like, oh, I might be all right. It tasted like an anchovy shut on my tongue. Like, it was just so salty. I'm like,
gum
this
in it, yeah.
sucks.
So-
Whiskey sours.
And then we're like, well, we're going to Norwood. We got to go to Norwood. So we went to Norwood, GWS Saints. Cool footy ground.
Norwood's
No
awesome.
wings.
Carlton cans.
It is a runway. We got some Carlton cans in. We watched Toby Green kick 5.
Yep.
And so impressively. Finn was unbelievable.
Yep.
Jakey Stringer got going. The Adelaide's Wayne Carey, Cooper Sharman.
Cooper Sharman was
cool game to
fantastic.
be at.
That was great.
Giants are
Norwood's
just, I'm telling you, Giants are so good. If you've got, I'm going to say 4 of the number one things in the AFL. First number one thing they've got is the best key defender in the league in Sam Taylor. Second best number thing they've got is the best key forward. Third best is the best footballer, Toby Green, in the AFL. The best footballer. Fourth is the fastest player in the AFL in Darcy Jones.
Fair.
Then you've got good players everywhere else.
Fair.
And you're just a good team. I just think they're playing grand final day this year. I think they're winning it, but I think they're going to be there. They are awesome.
So we left there, and then what was the pub that
Went
we
to the
went to?
cathedral.
Cathedral,
A couple of beers at the cathedral.
The Wizard was there.
The Wiz
The
rocked
Wiz
up.
rocked up.
Then the Wiz went to Adelaide Oval, and it was curries, it was bourbons, it was beers. It was 70 to 8 before we knew it. And we're just like, what is happening?
Curries.
We went to the cast to just lock in for one more night.
It was good to see the whistle.
And we were there, and so we're there with Wally. He's just a betting connoisseur. If you know, he's captain of the Grubs, and he's one of just the best human beings I've actually ever met in my life. And he's just like, boys, like he just rallies you together. It's like you're actually about to go play a game of footy or war. But that's just how he talks. He's like, boys, we're just going to get him tonight. We're just going to be so much smarter than him. And when you get to the back end of a night, and it's just like you've been there for 3 or 4 days, it's like, I might have like a vodka something or something a little bit sweeter. When you ask Wally what he wants, what is the go-to when he has to sharpen up?
Double jam on the rocks.
Yes.
I said, let's buy you one beer, brother. Let's buy you whatever you bloody want.
I'm getting whatever you get.
I'm going to have one with you. I'm talking cocktails. I'm talking whatever you want. And it's just 2 Jamos on the rocks.
He's such a
no
good
mixer,
human being.
no nothing. Awesome, though. Awesome.
So we did that. Unfortunately, we didn't get the chocolates in the end at the cast. And then went home, woke up the next day, shag housiest, and we had an absolute mare of a day yesterday.
No, we learned from last year. We didn't drive. We flew home. And what a weekend. We got it all again.
Today was cheeks, but this has been the best bit of my day. And that was the ramble. That was the trip in a nutshell, I suppose.
No, I guess no one really heard that. But
heap of gambling. Yeah,
still here.
no
Thanks
one would
for
have
being
been.
Bit of punting, bit of drinking, bit of footy.
I
couldn't recommend Gather Round to any more.
If you made it through, comment Rat Housiest. Rat Housiest. Spell it however you want. That was us. Blues, North. It has to be the annual Friday, Good Friday ass kicking. We'll go just Blues by 20. Blues by 20.
Yeah, I'll take Swans by about 20 over Port, I hope. Their average. Swans by 20.
Thanks so much, guys, for all this. Well, honestly, if we saw you in Adelaide, it was so good to chat to so many people, take the piers, have a few beers, have some bets with people. It's such a good weekend. Chili! Baby back ribs.
What are you prepared to lose today? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.